Hey everyone, it's Brian from Guess Who Gifts here again, and today I'm going to be doing a sublimation tumbler, but I'm going to be using a different method. These are silicone bands, and this is a silicone mat. So I sell these silicone mats. They are oven safe, and they're very similar to the silicone wrap with the metal clamp on them. I have one of those right here I can show you somewhere. Basically, you're probably familiar with the mug ones, but basically this clamps on here, and you tighten it, and that you have the paper on there or whatnot. So instead today, what I'm going to be showing you is a silicone mat. Sorry, let me just take this off. What I'm going to be showing you is a plain silicone mat that looks like this, and a silicone band, actually 3 of them, so that it looks like this around the tumbler. So the thought is that the silicone bands are tight and the silicone mat is wrapped around here, and you're still taping it and whatnot. So I just wanted to share with you that method. And then the other one is putting there's one other one that I'm going to do this in a different video, so please subscribe if you're interested in different ways of sublimating items. But the other one is just by taping the paper on here and putting the silicone bands on there to hold the paper nice and tight so you don't get those white marks around the top. So anyway, today I'm going to be doing one like this and the tumbler. So here's my sheet of paper. I did measure it. I highly recommend that you get a measuring tape and measure from the bottom to the top of the tumbler. You can see this one's exactly 8, right? And then around I have 9.25. And so my paper is also almost exactly that, actually a little bit more, but you can see exactly 8. And then as far as around, I do have a little bit of an overlap. I'm about to show you here. So right at a little bit over exactly what the tumbler was. So anyway, again, subscribe if you want to see the different ways that we do this. First thing you want to do, make sure you're using A-sub paper or any type of sublimation paper, and sublimation ink. And then make sure that you mirror your image. See how, well, that might look fine to y'all, but it's not. It's backwards. So then when you wrap your tumbler, I always make sure that the top is as flush as possible so that there's no overlap. The bottom doesn't matter as much. And then line it up. You want to make sure that your image is lining up if it's something that is a continuous. See my white line for the Lysol piece. So I'm going to do that. Line it up. I am still going to tape it, so I'm going to try to get it as tight as possible still. I do sell this tape right here. I like it much better than the orange stuff. It doesn't leave the orange marks that some other tapes might. And as you can see, it goes on very clear. And the good thing is, what I really like about it is it's thicker, and I feel like I can pull better and go over the tops if I'm not using the silicone bands and whatnot. So let me just show you what I'm doing here. What I like to do is kind of get it right there, squeeze really tight, get it on there, and go up and down to get a nice, I always use my fingernail to get a nice tight seam here so that you don't have any leaks, I guess you can say gas leaks or ink leaks. So I'm going to go all the way up like this. I'm going to squeeze as tight as possible and go up and down with my fingernail just like I did the other times. Okay, so normally what I would do is I would take this tape this tape, and I would tighten it as tight as I can around the top and tight as I can around the bottom. You're more than welcome to do that still. Actually, I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. But then what you want to do is get your silicone mat, right? I'm still going to tape it. Sorry. So this is why I like this extra thick tape. Right, so I go all the way around, and I can tighten it as tight as I want and still have some overlap. You see what I'm saying? So tighten it. You can pull super tight like that and still have a good, you know, 1/4 of an inch to fold it over. This stops any gases, I guess, or inks from escaping. And then I always do the same thing on the bottom. I was going to show it to you with just the silicone bands, but this is the best results I've gotten are by doing this. Okay, so see, I tightened it, and now I'm just going to fold it all over. And then I always roll it like this, just to make sure I don't have any like folds or whatever in the paper. The better it's touching the tumbler, the better it is. So now I am ready to put it in the silicone mat. Okay, it doesn't really matter how you do it, but right now, see, I didn't do it very tight, but what I'm going to do is pull as tight as I can around there and around the top. Right, so then I'm going to take this band and I'm going to pull it over the top of my silicone mat. And what I like about these bands is that they are much thicker than these little, I'll show you once I get it on there well. So if you used a regular silicone band, let me see if I can show you this. Give me 1 second. So if you used a regular silicone band, you can see that it's small, and the Guess Who Gifts silicone band is twice as thick, and it's going to allow you to kind of have some overlap here, where these other ones are so thin that you don't get as much coverage. So now that I have that one right there, I'm going to put on the next one. Right, I'm going to try to pull this as tight as can be. I'm going to go over and go right into the middle here. So this is it is a little bit of a pain, you know, I'm not going to lie. But basically, I pulled this as tight as possible. The silicone mat is as tight as can be, and I have the silicone band wrapped around it like that. And then now I have one last silicone band to put on top. I should have had them all right here. Sorry about that. So anyway, so now I'm going to go pull this as tight that way, and this one as tight as I can this way. So you see, now I have this super tight space, and I'm just going to go over it like so. I'm going to pull the mat as tight as I can, kind of come up right here. So now, as you can see, I have three. There's allowed to be like a little bit of this here because the mat is so tight that I don't think that little bit matters. Plus you taped it and all that kind of fun stuff. So here is the final look, just like the one I showed you before. And now we're going to put this in the oven. I always take this little thing off right here, and I'm going to put this in the oven, and I will show you that process as well. So I think I told you that I do sell these silicone mats. So if you want to buy one, if you have a tumbler or a oven that you have to lay down the tumblers, this works really well. Right here, right, you can lay it down so it's not on the exposed to the heating elements, right? So see, when you set it in there, that heating element isn't actually directly hitting the tumbler. I do sell these tumblers as well. As you can see, they change when it gets hot. It's pretty cool. You'll see it as the oven starts to heat up. So if you want some of these, go to www.guesswhogifts.com or check out my Etsy page. The links will be in the channel. But you can see them changing with my fingerprints or the oven heat. But anyway, I'm going to actually stand my tumbler up. So I'm preheating the oven now. I'm going to preheat the oven to 370, but mine actually goes the 370 on when I set it here, it actually goes to 350. So you want to bake your tumbler at 350 for 6 minutes, and it's up to you whether you flip it or not. So as soon as this is done heating, I will be back. I have a Hamilton Beach and a internal sensor here. Okay, I ended up changing it to 375, and you can see I'm right under 350 on my internal thermometer. I think it will go up just a little bit more. And so now I'm about to put in, I just wanted to show you the bottom and the middle and the sides and the top one last time before I put it in. Again, you can always go to guesswhogifts.com and check out these bands and the silicone mat and also the tumblers and just about anything else for your sublimation needs. Subscribe to my channel. So we're going to set this in here like so. It doesn't matter which side's the top, which side's the bottom. And I'm going to close this and change the time to 6 minutes, and then I'm going to wait. I do rotate mine about halfway through, flip it over and do about 180 degree or 90 degree rotate. So I will see y'all in about 2 minutes and 47 seconds. Okay, so we just hit 3 minutes, and so I'm just going to rotate about 90 degrees and then flip this bad boy over. Still keeping it right in the middle and closing it. And now we have about 2 minutes and 45 seconds. You can see on my internal thermometer, I'm still right at 350. And so I'll see you in 2 minutes and 35 seconds. Okay, we're at 4 seconds, 3 seconds, and okay, that's done. I'm gonna take this bad boy out. And now the cool thing is you don't have to worry about any of the shrink wrap. Sorry for trying to do this with a camera and and in one hand. So let me set you down. Hold on 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. So make sure you obviously have these heat gloves on, and you're just going to slide. It's a little warm. I should listen to my own advice. Give me 1 second. Okay, just going to slide this band off. It's a little hard with the gloves, but it will just come right off. Just pull the mat down. Boom. There you go. And take the tape off. This tape sticks so good, but it doesn't get any sticky residue or anything. I absolutely love it, and it's the only thing I will ever use from now on. I hate the orange stuff. So here's the beautiful, beautiful job that the silicone mat and the silicone. So I just want to kind of show you, I don't know if you can see that, there's no white marks. That's not a white mark, it's the light. White marks anywhere around. Here's my seam. So it's not a perfect seam, but I just want to show you the bottom. How, hopefully that's zooming in good enough for you here. You can see how great the seam, it's nice even all the way around. I could not be happier. So anyway, that's the final product, and hopefully you enjoyed my video. If you want to pick up a silicone mat, some of the bands, some of the tape, or even a silicone bottom. I actually also sell these gloves and the spinners as well. So anyway, this is going to go on the bottom. I'll go ahead and show you how to put that on. Give me 1 second. So basically, you're going to peel this off of here. I wipe it off, make sure it's nice and clean. And then you're going to place it right there. So now, instead of that clangy sound that you might get without, let me show that clangy sound, right? So now when you set it down, it is a nice feeling, and the customers really like having these as well. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and visit and subscribe. Thank you.